Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff, as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your 2602 RL Mesa Ridge travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around the unit, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. First and foremost, I want you to take into consideration how much room you're going to need for that slide. You want that slide to come in and out unhindered, preferably nothing hanging over top of it, even though you do have slide covers. Just to help protect the life of those. If you got room for your slide, I want you to think about where your water and electric hookup is. Power cord and water hookups are at the rear of your off campsite unit. So park accordingly so that you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you parked and unhooked your hitch man will go over that with you. First thing you're gonna do is level your unit. Now I do recommend getting the stick on level and putting it on the side of your unit at the middle. Have someone watch that while you either extend to raise or retract to lower your power tongue jack. You also have a docking light here, and should you need it, there's a manual override right here if you lose power, so you can't hand crank this up and down. Once you've got unit level, next thing you do is stabilize your unit. On all four corners you have these stabilizing jacks. You have this hand crank, 3/4 inch socket. Simply put it on and crank to the right to bring them down. Now remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks, so you're only going to want to bring these down until they're taut. I recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, and hot blacktop in the summer. Add the longevity to the life of your stabilizing jack feet. Run these down just until they're taut. Remember, you don't want to change the level of your unit, you just want to make sure that it's stable. Have one in every corner. Run all four of those down. We've got our unit level and stable. Next thing we're going to do is hook up our power and water. Coming around to off campsite of the unit again at the rear. Show you how these new Furion cords work. They go in at a little angle, twist to the right, and then put on your washer to lock that on. At the end of your 30 amp service, should you need it, in your convenience pack is a 30 to 110 adapter. Got our power hooked up. Let's hook our water up. Now over here is your little docking station. All the info you need is right here. You can set this to tank fill for using potable water and city water here. So we're going to go city water. Point this blue arrow down, take your water pressure regulator and hook that up. Now the reason this water pressure regulator is important, what it's going to do, it's going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different water park or different campsites, so you want to make sure you always use this. Put that on, make sure this is pointed down to city, hook up your hose, but don't turn your water on yet. Next thing we're going to do is find your hot water heater. It's going to be over on your campsite. All we're going to do at this point is open up our hot water heater and make sure our drain plug's back in. You may have left it out last time you were camping. Take your rod and drain plug, put it back in nice and taut. Once you got that in there nice and tight, then you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Now if your hose has been on for a little while, you're going to pull on this pressure release valve That's going to release air out of the lines so you get a nice steady flow of water. Then you can go ahead and turn on your hot water heater. Down here is an on-off switch, electric element. Only turn this on when you're going to hook up to 110. Otherwise, turn on your hot water heater indoors. Up above here is a couple bubbles. If your hot water doesn't seem to be working, come out here and look. One of these may be bubbled out. Press that back in. It's a reset. Now we've got our city water hooked up. Let's say we're going to go dry camping. Let's go back over to your docking station. Down at your docking station, City Water Connect, fresh water. All you're going to do is turn this to tank fill. Again, use your water pressure regulator and go ahead and fill that up. Now, one way to tell when your tank is full is to go over inside, and where you press the button to check all your different levels on your tanks, if you press your fresh tank, you'll be able to tell when that tank is full. Just remember, when using potable water is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. It's already pressurized. All right, we got our water and electricity hooked up. I'm gonna walk you around the rest of the unit real quick. You do have an outdoor kitchen here. There's a big blue hose that hooks onto this with a spray port. Here's your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Over here is your cable hookup. Down here is your stabilizing jacks. Your slide on the outside of your slide here, this is access to the back of the fridge. Up here is where you'll dump your black and gray holding tanks when leaving the campsite. Your front stabilizing jacks, the big pass-through storage. You have a docking light on the front of the unit as well. Your battery posts, check them, make sure them are tight. I'm going to remove this cover and show you how to work your propane. So on your propane here, you do have a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, or if you have it in the middle, with both of them open up, it'll automatically switch over. And your power tongue jack, your pass-through storage, and there's the hose. There's your hand crank for your power tongue jack as well as your stabilizing jacks. Separate entry doorway. This is your furnace heat release. If you are running your furnace through clear, that'll get rather warm. Again, your hot water heater. There's a cable and 110 out here if you want to hook a TV up. Right underneath here is your low point drain. When we're leaving the campsite, we'll open those up. And this is a vent for your microwave. Come around to the back of the unit again. Here's a quick connect LP. Your unit is prepped for a Furrion backup camera device you can buy from our store and set on the dash of your tow vehicle. Electronically communicates with this, gives you a backup camera on the unit. Then your ladder. Go up and check your seams, caulk as needed. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go inside your unit. Just inside the doorway here, make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Coming up here on the wall, I'm going to turn the interior lights on so you can shut the door. Control panel. Here's where you check your tanks. Here's the fresh water button I was talking about you can hold to tell when your potable water is full. And your battery. Over here is where you bring your slide in. And your awning. Your awning, you're only going to want to run that out. I'm going to run it out real quick, show you how far to run it out. You only want to run it out until your flap falls down to 90 degrees. And you know you're out far enough. As this flap goes out. See that white piece? As soon as that falls down and you see your black bar, you know you're out far enough for your awning. And then back in. Below that on the right is where you'll turn on your water heater. On the right if you're hooked up to electric, and turn on your water heater on the left if you're hooked up to just gas. Here's some exterior lighting to be your awning lights. Over here is a water pump. That's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. And this is just an extra one for different options that people choose. And your awning is back in. Got your TV strapped here for travel. Just show you how to use that. Down below that's where you turn everything on. Let's talk about your fireplace. They're not just for looks anymore. If you're at the campsite and it's a little chilly in the morning, instead of using your gas, go ahead and turn on your fireplace and turn the heat on there. The heat that comes out of this will warm it up in here rather quickly. Your self-explanatory microwave. You have a hood light and fan. Down below that, this glass top makes an excellent backsplash. You have a panel light. I want you to note on the panel light, when you turn your gas on, it turns to red, hit your spark, and there's your flames. Same thing on the stove. No pilot down there to light, just turn this to light and hit your spark over here. You do have an oven light as well. On the floor over here, below your kitchen drawers, is an access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Looks like you got mostly 15s in there. I highly recommend having a handful of those, a couple 40s with you when you go camping. A lot of individual lighting through here. Here's where you turn on the water heater or fireplace. Allows you to choose one or the other. 110, USB ports. Come over to your fridge real quick. In order to cool the fridge is pretty simple. Turn it on. Auto means when you're plugged in, it'll be running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, it'll be on gas. You can change it to just electric or just gas. Over here is where you change 1 through 5 for your temperature. In the hallway, here's your thermostat. Hit mode, it's on off, to auto fan, to cool, your air conditioning, to your furnace. Set the desired temperature here. Down on the floor below there is your 12-volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mention it's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day and nothing charging your battery, disconnect your battery post to keep this from running your battery down. Coming into the bathroom, just want to make sure you got a 110 in here. A little plumbing to maintain, just keep an eye on the plumbing underneath your sink. You have a hand crank open exhaust here. Smoke alarm in the hallway on the ceiling. And then back in the bedroom, got some lighting here. You do have your separate entry doorway. More lighting up here with 110 and this little device here. It's actually not device, that's just the port for it. So Furrion sells a Bluetooth speaker that you can buy online and maybe even through our store that hooks on here and gives you a Bluetooth speaker in the bedroom. Another hand crank, cable 110 and a backer here should you decide to put a TV back in your bedroom here. Show you quickly how to turn your sofa into a bed. Found that standing in the middle makes it easier. These backs simply Velcro on. Remove the backs. Grab the front, lift it up and open your legs. Pull it towards you. Lay the back down. And just that quick, you've got another sleeping area. Over here on the table, simply wiggle the table off and remove that leg. Set the table down on these lips here. Remove your back cushions to put them on top of the table to give you another sleeping area. Reverse the process to bring this back. Again, I found standing in the middle gives you better leverage. that quick, you're back to a sofa. Well, that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. First and foremost, go through and shut off all your lights. All the way through the unit. I'm gonna go through and shut off all the lights. So what I've done is I went through and shut off all the lighting except what is controlled by this interior switch here. And we can keep that on and bring our slide in. So if you hit in on the slide, we should make sure nothing is in the way. Make sure the door on that's closed, the sofa's out of the way, and that your dining extension there on the end of your countersink is down as well. I don't want nothing to impede this slide from coming in. I let that noise happen on purpose. I just want you to know that's nothing to worry about. That's nothing grinding. What that is the slide mechanism stopping itself from going any further. That's just where it resets itself. So hearing that noise for a couple seconds does not harm the slide in any way, shape, or form. Coming out of your unit, make sure your exterior door is all the way open before lifting this up, otherwise this can catch on it. Lift up. See how that sets? Just turn this handle and that'll back it in there. That'll lock that in. Close, lock, and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn this handle. Come up here to your hot water heater. Drain the lines with a socket because this can be hot water. Pull your drain plug. Come underneath here. Open up both of these low point drains. Drain all the water out of your unit. We're going to go around and we're going to lift up all of our stabilizing jacks. We're going to unhook our water, unhook our power, unhook our cable, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, you're going to hook up the hose provided in your convenience pack right here. And the first thing you do is pull that black handle. The one on the right is your black holding tank. Once it sounds like that tank is no longer draining, go ahead and leave that black handle open. Come back here to your docking station, and again with your water pressure regulator, now we're going to hook up to the black tank flush. Remember to leave your black handle open, hook up the hose here, turn it on, and let it run for about 5 minutes. That's going to spray out your black tank and get all that nastiness out of there. Once you're done there, unhook your hose, come back over, close your black handle, and then pull the gray handle on the left. That's going to be your cleaner waters, your sinks, your showers. That's going to clean your hose out for you. You're going to take this hose, come to the back of the unit, open up your bumper. It's a little warmer, it opens up a little easier, and store your sewage hose in your bumper. Nice sanitary place for it to stay, and head on home. Again, we thank you for your purchase. We hope you guys enjoy this trailer for many years to come. Happy camping.